Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. A Robert's 10 NASCAR drivers who've never won a championship. These are the 10 best drivers in NASCAR's history that have never been able to win a NASCAR Sprint Cup one-step Grand National Champion. There's so many drivers out there that have done well that never won a championship. I think these guys have a lot of them came on upon hard luck, is they've won every race there is to win, except they've never won a championship. Alright, number 10 on the list. We have Jeff Burton with 21 career wins, 695 NASCAR starts, 254 top 10s, and the best he's ever finished is third place in points. Number 9, we have Ricky Rudd. 23 career wins, 906 NASCAR races, 374 top 10s. The closest he ever came to winning a championship is second in points. Number 8 on the list, we have Carl Edwards. 24 career wins, 392 career NASCAR starts, 194 top 10s, and second in points. If it wasn't for with the chase the way it is, if you look back at before the chase and after the chase, so if you took the way NASCAR used to do their points, and you did that all the way until now, and not had a chase, Carl Edwards would be a champion. But in the same aspect, if you take the chase and go back in history before the chase, Richard Petty wouldn't be a 7-time champion. Dale Earnhardt would not be a 7-time champion. So you really can't judge a driver based on what if. I've seen online where somebody actually did that. I'm like, oh wow. But you race different when it's a chase and no chase. But Carl, a very talented driver. I think he'll be able to get that championship down the line, hopefully sooner than later. Number 8 on my number 7, Carl Edwards number 8. Number 7, Jim Pasquale. His first NASCAR race was the very first NASCAR race in 1949. He has 25 victories, 421 career races, 230 top 10s, and 50 points was the highest he ever finished. Number 6 on my list is actually one of the drivers that I can't stand, Denny Hamlin. He's got 25 career wins, 345 NASCAR races, 197 top 10s. He's finished second in points. Again, that stat, if you take the chase away and follow the points out like they did before the chase, Denny Hamlin will actually be a champion. So the chase kind of has caused so much interest for the sport, but if you look at that, it's kind of sad to see there's certain drivers that would be a champion that are currently not. The same way back, if you go before the chase and make the chase and redo the points, the same thing would happen. So, but Denny Hamlin, a very talented, cocky race car driver who can win races and could be a champion. I'll take that back. He will be a champion before his career is said and done. Number 5 on the list. I think it's sad based on who his father is. Number 5 on the list is Dale Earnhardt Jr. 25 career NASCAR wins, 560 races, 236 top 10s. He's finished third in points. When you're the son of a 7-time champion and you're not able to go out and win 7 championships, people look at you like you're a failure. I don't agree with that. Kyle Petty's the same way. Kyle Petty, his grandfather won 3 championships. His dad won 7, and Kyle really didn't win that much. Dale Jr. is the same way. His dad won a lot on the dirt track circuit around North Carolina, his grandfather, and his dad was Dale Earnhardt Sr., obviously 7-time champion. And Dale has never won a championship. Can he win? He's got the talent to win it. Oh yeah, he does. I hope he can win a couple before he retires. I feel bad for the kid. He's not even a kid anymore. He's 40 years old. I feel bad for the guy that there's so much pressure on him to win because of who his father is, and because he has the same name. But Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of my favorite wrestlers, one of my favorite drivers. He won Daytona this year. We'll be in the chase in 2015. There's a good shot he can win the championship in 2015. So number 5 on my list is Dale Earnhardt. Number 4 on my list, Fred Lorenzen. 26 NASCAR wins and only 158 races, 84 top 10s. The most he ever finishes third in points. I think if he wouldn't have quit racing when he did, he could have, got more victories and could have got that elusive championship. One of the winningest drivers never to win a championship. Hall of Famer Fred Lorenzen. Number 3 on my list. Absolutely, positively cannot stand this piece of shit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I put Kyle Busch on this because he is one of the top guys with wins, never won a championship. If wins is the benchmark you go by, he's got 32 NASCAR victories and only 373 races, 182 top 10s. He's never won a championship. The highest he's ever finished is 4th in points. Do I want 2015 to be his first championship? Oh, fuck no. Like I've said before, when you miss 11 races, you can't be able to win for a championship. I don't care. It would just be like LeBron James missing 11 games, or, okay, 11 is wrong. A third of a season, so you figure a third of 80 games is what? 28, something like that? Can LeBron James miss 28 games and still be MVP? If Steph Curry would miss 28 games, would he still be the NBA MVP? Probably not. I mean, if Mike Trout misses, a third of his season, so you get a third of 162 games is what? I'm not great with math off the top of my head. What, 60 games or 50 games or something like that? 50, 55 games? Would he still be a MVP candidate? No. So when the sport is you by yourself, you can't win a championship when you missed a third of the season, regardless why. But like I said, if Kyle Busch is the NASCAR 2015 Sprint Cup champion, I will never, never, never watch NASCAR again. If Kurt Busch misses 3 fucking races for domestic abuse and wins the championship in 2015, I will never, never, never watch NASCAR again. Period. Alright, Kyle Busch, number 3 on my list. Number 2, Fireball Roberts. He began racing in NASCAR in the second season of NASCAR in 1950. He was killed in a car crash at the age of 35 in a race. 33 career wins, 206 races, 122 top 10s. 122 of 206. He was in the top 10 in NASCAR. He finished second in points. He would be a champion if his life wasn't cut short because of his death. I know it. He was one of the greatest drivers of that era. One of NASCAR's top 50 drivers ever. Hall of Famer. Not yet, but it should be a Hall of Famer. A very great, great driver who, again, if his life wasn't cut short, he would be talked about in the same breath as a Richard Petty, a Dale Earnhardt, a Jimmy Johnson, those kind of, Lee Petty, those kind of guys, the pioneers of the sport who became a great champion. Number 1 on my list, the greatest driver in NASCAR history to never win a championship. Mark Martin. 40 career wins, 882 races, 453 top 10s. He finished second in points 5 times. He would have been champion in 1990 if it wasn't for NASCAR. I know, I say that, but people are like, what are you talking about? Well, in 1990, the carburetor plate mounts on the manifold had to be welded. That was the rule. It had to be welded to the manifold. His was bolted to the manifold. He got docked 25 points for that from NASCAR. The second race of the year at Richmond. He lost the championship by, I want to say it was like 14 points. 14, less than 20. So if it wasn't for that penalty, he would have been NASCAR champion. Do I fault NASCAR for penalizing him for breaking a rule? No. But, all these years later, it's kind of, 25 years later, to look back and say, oh my God, NASCAR cost him a championship. I feel horrible for Mark Martin, one of the greatest ambassadors for NASCAR, one of the greatest drivers ever. Fought so hard to win races, won 40 of them. Finished second in points 5 times. Was never able to get that elusive NASCAR championship that he so deserved. Will be a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history. So Mark Martin wraps up the Roberts 10 NASCAR drivers never won a championship. As always, stay tuned to Robert Sports Show, all 5 channels, for Robert's 10 videos, previews, reviews, etc., etc. Obviously, Robert Sports Show 1 for MLB, MLB, NBA, NHL. Robert Sports Show 2 for all your NASCAR needs, for previews of all the races and the chase preview. Robert Sports Show 3 for pro wrestling. Robert's 10 videos, previews, reviews. Robert Sports Show 4 for NFL prognostication videos, over under versus the spread. Those will start with week 1. I have also Robert's 10 videos on there for NFL. And Robert Sports Show 5 for all your NCAA previews and reviews. There are 16 teams I will be following for the NCAA football season. Check out Robert Sports Show 5 for the video to list out those 16 teams. And make sure you check there every week for all your NCAA football needs. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Have a spiffy night. Robert Sports Show, the YouTube leader in sports channels.